Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of SCP Contain Breach, and today I will be showing you how to deal with SCP-966. Now, there is a lot to know about SCP-966. Firstly, they have 4 abilities that are detrimental to the player, and in increasing order of danger they go being able to attack the player, being invisible, reducing both your blink and stamina, and opening doors. Now, SCP-966 are probably the most annoying SCP in the entire game. Full stop. And they are also one of the most dangerous, but not for the reasons you may think. The first thing that you need to know about countering SCP-966 is that the best way to deal with them is just to not deal with them. So here's how you do that. You want to avoid SCP-966's chamber at all costs. Do not go in here unless it's absolutely necessary. And even if it is absolutely necessary, try to delay it until you absolutely have to and there's nowhere else you can go. Other than SCP-966's chamber, you also want to avoid going up into the maintenance tunnels because this will also spawn 2 instances of SCP-966. Every time you go into either one of these 2 rooms for the first time, you will spawn 2 966s, and they will free roam around your map. The SCP-966s in the maintenance tunnel will first just sit up there and try to kill you while you're up there, but after you come back down, they will free roam around your map. The SCP-966s in the containment chamber usually sit right in here. As soon as you enter this room, they will spawn right in here, and they will start to free roam around the map, like all the other SCPs do. You can find 1 pair of night vision goggles in here, but other than that, it's not useful, and I would definitely recommend getting these night vision goggles from the SCP-939 tunnels rather than going in here, as this room has many more consequences that are significantly worse than heading into the 939 tunnels. When you first encounter SCP-966, they will try to emit a wave of energy that will inhibit your ability to sprint and to keep your eyes open. If you ever find yourself trapped in a room with an SCP-966 and you don't have any effects of the SCP-966, try to dodge the waves. It is really difficult and it probably won't work, but it's definitely possible, and if you can pull it off, it will help out immensely. Alright. SCP-966 are invisible unless you wear night vision goggles. If you wear night vision goggles, you can see them. That is what it looks like to be attacked by one of them, by their waves. I have just been attacked by one of their waves, and now both my sprint and blink meters are very, very inhibited, and also he is completely glitched. He is not walking. After they inhibit you with their wave, they will, after a little bit of time, attempt to attack you and slash you to death. Alright, I've just been attacked by their waves, and now my blink meter has been reduced by 40%, and my sprint meter has been reduced by 60%, which makes it significantly harder for me to look at, let's say, SCP-173, and to escape from other SCPs, such as SCP-173, SCP-049, and SCP-106. As you can see, my sprint meter now goes down significantly faster than what it did before I got attacked by SCP-966. After you've been attacked by SCP-966's wave, you want to grab any item and use any item that you can to reverse the effects. This includes the syringe, which will give you a temporary boost of stamina. This also includes the revision eye drops, which can permanently fix your blink meter and return it back to normal. As you can see, my temporary sprinting boost from the syringe has worn off, but my sprint is now at normal levels, even after I've been attacked by SCP-966's wave. They can, however, still attack you with a second burst of the wave, which can once again bring your sprint and blink meter back down to where they were before you took the items. The most important item to remember here is SCP-500. SCP-500 can cure both the sprint and the blink parts of SCP-966's debuffs. So, if you are attacked by an SCP-966 and you stumble across SCP-035's chamber, you might want to consider going in there and grabbing the SCP-500 in the storage closet. SCP-966 are invisible under most conditions, but you can still see them with night vision goggles, all 3 variants of them in fact. And this is usually the reason why I upgrade my night vision goggles in SCP-914 to be the kind with infinite battery, which is the Find variant. As you can see, you can still see them when you have the night vision goggles on, but not when you have them off. So this is why it's always imperative to have night vision goggles on you, especially endgame. These things, they can be very deadly and can mess up your situation very quickly if you allow them. As you can see, I just got attacked by their wave once again, and my sprint and blink meter are absolutely garbage once again. Now, SCP-966 won't attack you immediately, but... Hi. Hi, MTF. SCP-966s will not attack you immediately, but after a couple minutes of being inhibited by their wave, they will start to directly attack you and will try to claw you to death. Now, as I said earlier, you can use SCP-500 to reduce both the blink and sprint effects of SCP-966. As you can see, after I take it, I now no longer have any reduction to my sprint or my blink meter. If you do not have any night vision goggles, it is still possible to detect SCP-966. Firstly, you may see a door suddenly open. And nothing goes through it, which can indicate that there is a 966 that just opened the door, as they are invisible, you cannot see them, and he is coming toward you. This usually happens later game once the SCP-966 start to become hostile and start to try to attack you directly. Another sign that you may be near an SCP-966 instance is if you hear some howling noises. It can sound a little bit like this. You may also find yourself bumping into something that you just simply cannot see, as if there was an invisible object blocking you from going to the next room. You may also see a message at the bottom of your screen that says something along the lines of, "There is something in this room with you." Another important note is that the super gas mask will still give you infinite sprint after you've been attacked by SCP-966's wave. So you can use this to mitigate the effects, although it isn't really a perfect solution, as you will still have the gas mask overlay the entire game, and your blink meter won't be repaired. Another important thing to note is that SCP-966 will try to attack you with his waves multiple times, but after the first time it will have no other adverse effect other than the reduction to your sprint and blink meter that you already have. It will not stack, and it doesn't matter how many times you've been attacked, it will only have the effect of one. SCP-966 will not be directly hostile for the first 5 to 10-ish minutes after you trigger them, after which they will become hostile and will try to directly attack you. You may think that the fact that they are invisible, paired with the fact that they can directly attack you and claw you, makes them dangerous, but this is actually their least dangerous effect. In addition to being completely invisible under most conditions, SCP-966s will also not show up on the SNAV Ultimate, but they will still show on the very fine night vision goggles. As you can see, once the position refreshes, it will show the location of the 966 instance. However, the very fine night vision goggles will still run out of battery, unlike the fine night vision goggles, so I would still recommend upgrading them on fine if you want permanent protection from SCP-966. If you need to get past SCP-966 and you can't walk by them for whatever reason, you can put on SCP-1499 for a little bit and it will get rid of them. As you can see, the SCP-966 is no longer here. Okay, it's been about 10 to 15 minutes and I just cannot get this SCP-966 to attack me. So, just note, before I end this video, I just wanted to note that SCP-966's claw attack is very slow. It takes about 2 seconds between seeing you and actually hitting you and dealing the damage. And it also is very weak and can be fully healed with just a small medkit. SCP-966s, they're really easy to dodge. As long as there's enough space to walk around them, you can go past them. You can even walk past them because their attacks are that slow. If there isn't, if you just bump into one, you have plenty of time to back up. So they're very easy to dodge. If you want to play it safe, you can always lure them over to one side of the corridor and go around the other like you do with other SCPs such as SCP-049 or SCP-106 if you're locked in a tight spot. Just note that SCP-966, if you have to run past them, they really aren't that hard to dodge. And even when there's two of them forming a wall, you can always just walk around both of them or lure them to one side of the corridor and go around. Just remember, SCP-966 not a huge threat with their claw attack. Even when they're invisible, they're not a huge threat directly. It's mainly the fact that they open doors for other SCPs such as SCP-173 and SCP-049 that makes them a really big threat. And also the fact that they make running from SCPs significantly harder, and also looking at 173 significantly harder as well. That's what makes them dangerous. They're more of like a support kind of SCP rather than a threat on their own. They will eventually start walking towards you and clawing you, which is when they're most dangerous because that's when they open all the doors and that's when they block your way most often. In conclusion, if you can, never trigger SCP-966. And if you have to, just be very aware of their downsides. Alright, that's it. I really hope this was useful. Leave a comment if there's any other SCPs you would like me to make a video on about how to counter, or if there's any other aspects of the game that you would like me to make a tutorial or guide on. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking and subscribing. It means the world to me. Thank you guys so much for watching, and take care.